Hi, it's Charlie. If you're wondering why I've not been a comedian in a while, it's because I've done something that I told myself I would not do during this quarantine lockdown period. I reassembled my surround sound system here at my apartment. And I did that because basically I was bored and I had nothing. I had a whole lot of content that I have not heard in surround sound, mainly DVDs and Blu-rays and stuff like that, not any stereo, not even music related stuff. And while I've been watching a lot of older stuff that I bought that I have not seen. Either I saw in the theater in surround sound, or I have not seen in surround sound since I bought it at all. My mind was wanting to think about other things that I could play back in surround sound, and my mind started to wonder about other things, mainly music things that I have bought that I wonder what sound like in 5.1 audio, and that is different because I have not bought anything music-wise, mainly SACDs or DVD audio discs that have a pure, true 5.1 audio. I'm talking about regular 2.2 stereo, 2.0, two-channel stereo. Now, if you wonder can you get 5.1 audio from a two-channel source, it's actually very easy. Just a little bit sort of mathematics at work here. Because if you remember back to my video about mono records, remember now, mono is left plus right, merged together to become one channel. Now, if you take the opposite of that, left minus right, what you get is out of phase material, out of phase music, or out of phase signals that are usually too low to be heard in the mix, or not to be heard at all in the mix whatsoever, according to the mixer or the mastering engineer. What the circuitry in 5.1 audio does is take that left minus right signal, amplifies it, and sends it to the speakers. Virtually every AVR, audio video receiver, has Dolby Digital built in since 1995. It's gotten better over the years and everything, but if you have an older receiver with Dolby Digital or Dolby Pro Logic, it will still work just fine. The one thing you have to worry about here is that you won't get uniform results from all your sources at the same time. Some albums on CD or let's take the music for just an example, not worry about the format just yet. Some sound really good in 4. Or 5.1 or 5.0, whatever the choice may be, and others don't sound so good at all. And you would think that those audiophile, those clear, wonderful recordings from like Steely Dan and artists like that who are meticulous in their studio and have a certain high quality sound, you think those will just shine in a 4.0 or 5.1 environment, and that's not necessarily the case. So basically, what I've done was go through my collection, go through my library, and randomly picked out CDs and records to try out in this new surround sound. Some things sound good. It's kind of ironic because the things you think will sound really great, or these sound at least interesting in 5.1 audio from stereo, don't really translate that well at all, because there's some things that you put your ear right up to the speaker, the real channel speaker, and you won't hear a thing. And then you have another album or another artist that you think doesn't, just sounds very blah, and all of a sudden everything just comes alive. Now, it's a curious thing that your results may vary from record to record or from artist to artist, but understand that you will get different results from different formats. And you'll get probably the best format that will give me the best results, or at least the most interesting results, has been on records. Because I think that's more of the process of how records are played and how records are made, and the whole fact is it's a physical format, it's a needle in the groove, and there's a lot more left minus right information in a record than you will find on a compact disc. So what do you hear in the surround in the back channels? Well, it varies from record to record, from CD to CD, and from artist to artist. Sometimes you may hear background singers back there who are in the stereo mix are very low in the background, or very low in the mix and everything. Or you may hear like a synthesizer, a synthesized texture that's back there in the music that, again, in 2.0, kind of low in the mix, but it comes out forward in the 4.1 or the 5.1 mix. And it's tempting to turn up the rear channel speakers left and right here in order to hear something coming out of them. And that's not something you really want to do, because If you do that and then change to another source, and all of a sudden the sound balance between the front and rears is off, and you hear more of the rear channels than you hear in the front channels. Now, if you don't have an AVR receiver with Dolby Digital or with Pro Logic, anything like that, there's ways you can extract it through your speakers and through your electronics, but I'm not going to describe those things to you because I don't want you to damage your equipment or damage your speakers and things like that. There's a way to do it through speakers and such as that, and through wiring. That's pretty simple, but again, I don't recommend it because most modern equipment, electronic equipment, have self-protection circuits, and if you wire the speakers where I tell you to wire them, you may trigger the circuit, or you may not trigger the circuit, and you may trigger a short circuit instead, and that may damage your equipment. I think there's, if you have an older receiver, and I'm talking about one that dates back to the mid-1970s, it may have that circuitry already built in, because there are some manufacturers back then who did not want to pay the additional licensing fee for QWest or SQ quadraphonic circuitry inside their receivers, so they sort of built their own. And if you have a receiver that has like a switch that says speaker switch that has A, B, then A plus B, that A plus B might be one where you can switch it to a quasi quadraphonic mode, and it'll pull out that left minus right audio to the rear channel. So again, like I said, probably by the time this makes it to Facebook and YouTube, I'll probably going to end up dismantling the whole system again and breaking it all down and putting the speakers back where they belong and not worry about it ever again, because my curiosity is almost weighing over all of this. But if your curiosity is sort of piqued by all this and you want to try it out, I don't think you should necessarily turn your nose up at it and not be a total two-channel snob about it. Just it's not dedicated 5.1. It's still two-channel stereo. It's just being processed into 4 channels or into 5.1 channels, and the results you get from all that can be kind of interesting. And so, if you're curious about that, I would pick out albums. Live albums are pretty good with that. Or pick an album that was recorded in a live venue, whether it be a live album or live at the venue at the time. Particularly like classical music and stuff. Vangelis or Kraftwerk, that stuff tends to jump out. 5.1 audio. Take your top 5 favorite albums, be it CD or record, and just try it out and see what happens. The results may surprise you. I'm not here to convince you to say that 5.1 audio for music is a great thing. I've already, that's not the point here. The point here is that, is to try something different with your music, or at least try to hear it in a different context. So let me know what you think. And if you try it out, let me know what kind of results you're getting. Because I'm curious to find out, because I'll tell you the ones I'll probably post the ones that I did later on in the comments maybe, and see what you guys think. So have a good time. Bye.